Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Thank you for coming and checking out this episode of a brand new series called Let's Talk. Basically, this is a new series that I thought that we'd do once a month at least, where we come together and talk about something that's occurring in the world at the moment in time, or just something that's happening with me, and I want to talk about and get things off my chest, basically. In this week's episode, we are going to be talking about mental health. I'm going to just opening up about it a bit more and kind of aiming just to help people out there that are maybe going through something. By no means is anything I'm going to be saying legal advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trained in any of this. I'm just sharing of what helps me get through these hard times. So hopefully it will help you or anyone out there that's listening and is going through something at the moment. However, what I do want to say is that YouTube told me that 82.5% of you aren't actually subscribed to the channel, which is heartbreaking. So please go there, press that button, subscribe, put the bell on. It really, really helps me. So you know what to do. It's free. Go subscribe. So before I get into this video, as I just said, it's not legal advice what I'm giving. It's not like I'm not here trying to cure what or make things go away. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't. It's just going to be talking about my kind of experience with mental health and also things that I do which really help me, especially in these times. I mean, one lockdown was bad enough, and going to a second one is even harder. So potential trigger warnings, but I don't think I'll go anything too deep just yet, at least. So thank you for taking the time to listen in and being judge free, hopefully. I guess really with my mental health, it kind of all started when I was around about 14, I would say, when I realised I wasn't just a normal child that falls over and gets back up. I was a sort of kid that would fall over and say, why me? Why did I have to fall over? And that kind of always questioning and getting thoughtful carried on for a while until this life now that I live. A huge overthinker for those that know me. And when I say thoughtful, I don't mean the sort of person that goes out and thinks, oh, I'm going to buy flowers, everyone. I mean over thoughtful. For the kind of person that questions, why are we here? Which isn't very healthy. I learned when you get too obsessive and compulsive with it. So it's been a real struggle, I guess, for the last few years to actually get used to those kind of thoughts that I have on a daily basis. So to try and counter them, what I did is I tried to write songs about them, or just try to distract myself with an abundance, I should say, of alcohol. Which didn't help. And went to university and studied philosophy, ethics and religion at Leeds Trinity, which, may I just say, for people out there thinking about going to uni, if you want to go to university, which is quite small, like a really nice family feel, Leeds Trinity is such a nice uni. I would recommend it for anyone. Just Leeds as a city, I love Leeds. Anyone, go to Leeds when you can after this lockdown part 2. But yeah, going back onto thoughts and that kind of stuff, it got to a point where around the age of 16 to 19, they would often get the better of me and often would impact my mood for days and weeks on end. In fact, there was actually a point in first year where I locked myself in my room for a couple of weeks and, didn't really see anyone, and I wasn't looking after myself. I got up to around 21, 22 stone, and just for kind of context, I'm 14 stone now. My waist went to like a 38 waist, and what I'm not doing is I'm not trying to body shame. I'm not trying to say that it's unhealthy to be that size, but for me, it wasn't making me happy to be that size, and it wasn't making me it meant I couldn't do the things I enjoyed doing. I couldn't really go to the gym. I couldn't play football for long periods of time. So I wasn't fit, and that was also getting me down. And that kind of caused me to not only suffer with the anxiety and depressive thoughts, but that also meant that on top of those thoughts I was having, I was also getting body dysmorphia as well, where I was starting to think I was way bigger than I was, which obviously isn't healthy, and that's also something that I carry with me to this day, which isn't very nice. There were times in there where a lot worse stuff had happened, and I'd done a lot worse stuff to myself. I took out anger on myself, and I won't go into that now, but that's part of my history that I've had to accept and had to move on. And from time to time I do struggle with those thoughts. So that should give a bit of context really to what's happened and what I think about on a daily basis. And I don't want to get too into it because, one, it's hard to talk about, and two, I don't want to make it sound like it's a sob story. Another day I want this to be a positive conversation and have some things that you guys can take away from it and try to implement on your own life as well. So the biggest thing that I do when I'm in those kind of moods, especially in the moods that I was in when I was between 16 to 18, is just see friends and family. And I'm also very, very lucky in the fact that I've got an amazing support network. I do, I really take them for granted sometimes. I think that the way that my family are, my close friends and my girlfriend are amazing to me. They just accept me for who I am, and they would never ask me to change, and that's so nice to have. So if you are lucky enough to have that kind of support network, my biggest piece of advice is just to use them. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to shame you or make you feel worse, or at least hopefully they're not going to do that. I'm pretty sure they won't. It's one of the hardest things to do, is to open up about mental health and to let the people closest and let the people know that are closest to you what you're going through. But as soon as you've had that conversation, as soon as they know what you're going through, they're going to help you so much more because they'll be able to relate to you. One of the biggest thoughts I had for years and years on end was this thought of that no one understands me and that no one can relate to me. And that was true. They couldn't understand me. They couldn't relate to me because they didn't understand what I was going through, because I'd never told them. And it's really dangerous because you can get yourself in this mindset of believing that no one understands you and believing that. But the reason why potentially could be that is because you've not opened up and told anyone what you're going through. So that's my first bit of advice, is if you are struggling at the moment in time, really do talk to someone about it. And if you don't have the support network, there are people out there that will listen to you and that will really, really help you. And one of the people that really helped me, groups of people that helped me, one was Samaritans. They were really, really good, and I emailed them quite a lot over the first lockdown, and they supported me so much. Just the way it is, they don't give names out, but they are really good people that work there, and they go for amazing training. And I would highly recommend, if you are feeling like you haven't got anyone to go to, just send them an email, and hopefully that will make you feel loads better, because that took so much weight off me and really, really helped me. Go to things that I didn't think I could go to my circle with, and yeah, they really benefited me. I'm also fortunate enough that with the company that I work for, I get free healthcare with that, and part of that healthcare is counselling. So I was able to phone people up as well and have regular weekly sessions with people over the last year or so, which have made me address a lot of things that I didn't think I was ready to address. So I guess, if you've got access, or in here in the UK, we do have access to free counselling through the NHS, so maybe it's worth talking to your GP about it and getting on a wait list and talking to someone. In the meantime, reaching out to someone like Samaritans or any kind of service like that. I will leave a lot of links down below for people to contact, either on the email or on phone. For me, I wasn't so good at talking to people about my problems, so emails are the best thing for me at that time. So if you think it's going to be better for you to talk via email, then I'll leave that for you as well. But if you want someone to phone, someone to talk to, I'll leave a phone number down there as well that you can talk to, and they will all be free as well. So yeah, that's my first bit of advice, I guess, is to talk about the things that are getting to you, and just knowing that the people, your family, your partner, your closest best friends, they care about you and they'll want you to be happy. So they'll listen to you if you need them to. So just talk to people that you want to talk to, and if you feel comfortable enough to talk to them, try your hardest to open up, even if it's bit by bit, even if it's just saying to the closest people around you, I'm not having the best day today, and that's all I want to go into, just so they know how you're feeling. Just take baby steps and just let them know you're not feeling very good, and at least then they're aware, and they'll support you and just motivate you and do whatever you need to do and help you do whatever you need to do to get you into a better place. The other things that I do which really help, well, one of them is this podcast that I do helps me so much. Over the last couple of months, I've been really, really busy and keeping myself busy by just doing these podcasts, and they are great. I'm so happy they're going down so well, so thank you for the support. But they really, really help me because they're a way of talking to people, and I'm one of these people where it's good to keep my brain busy. So if I'm ever feeling low or anxious or anything like that, I keep myself busy, and then I don't have time to think about the things that make me feel down, So I know it's hard to always have something to do that keeps you busy, but honestly, finding a hobby or something to pass the time in a healthy way will help you so much, whether that's podcasts, YouTube videos, watching or making them, gaming, doing things like crafts. I don't know, you could start painting, you could start writing poetry, you could start writing novels and comics and stories. You can do anything that you really put your mind to. We're in lockdown, there's a lot of free time at the moment. You can put your mind to something, you can do something. For me, it's these podcasts or music, and there's nothing better than putting your headphones in, just tuning out for a couple hours and listening to something. That's the best kind of thing that you can do. So honestly, just lose yourself for a couple hours in a positive thing. Be that a hobby, be that just listen to music, be that listen to a podcast, be that gaming. Do something that keeps your mind busy, which does bring me on to one of the other things that really, really helps me get myself into a positive mood when I really don't feel like it, which is exercise. Now, don't get it wrong, I am by no means Sylvester Stallone. I am by no means a bodybuilder who is chiseled and looks like a Greek god, right? I've got just a very average body, right? Between you and me, wink wink. But honestly, the feeling of just going on a run or doing like a HIIT workout or doing like a resistant band workout, you don't have to have any equipment to do a workout. As long as you got your body, you can do some sort of workout. So try and exercise, go out, go for a walk, go for a little jog, go for a run, do a HIIT workout. Going outside is something that's amazing, especially now where we are in such a dark time, as in literally physically dark time. Like, you wake up, it's dark, and by the time you finish work, it's dark as well. Take some time to go outside and get some sunlight, if you can call it sunlight. Get some daylight on your skin and you will automatically feel better, I promise. But honestly, I can't really stress enough how much better you will feel if you get exercise as part of your routine. Leading on to that as well, I guess I would also say that diet is quite important as well, and making sure you're eating everything healthily. I know when you feel low and you don't have motivation, one thing you want to do is just eat something that's quick and convenient. So be that microwave meals, be that like takeaway or just oven food. Not that there's anything wrong with having that occasionally and treating yourself, but be sure to look after yourself as well. If you're gonna say you're gonna exercise and go on walks, eat well. Eat your 5 a day. Have an apple. Have a piece of celery or a piece of broccoli. Your body wants all that good. And you gotta give it that good. You gotta put your body on top as well. And if you're feeding it with all the good stuff, it's gonna reward you. It's gonna make you feel better, and that's gonna help mentally as well. So have a Papa John's tonight, but tomorrow, make yourself a little Caesar salad, whatever. Have some leaves on your plate. I'm absolutely chatting. There's one more thing that I would say is good. As I say, it's just my opinion. I'm just talking. You haven't got to listen to my advice, and by no means is it legal advice. But for me, I had to go to the GP about the way I was feeling, and they prescribed me on beta blockers, which I'm quite open to talk about, because there's nothing wrong, and we shouldn't be ashamed of mental health, and you shouldn't be ashamed of acknowledging how you feel. And I can't stress that enough. Don't be ashamed of how you feel. Own it. Try and better it. Try and make yourself feel better. And a way by making yourself feel better is by accepting what you're currently going through, because there's nothing wrong in feeling how you feel. And knowing that and accepting that will make you automatically feel better as well. And I'm quite proud of myself, I used to have to take these twice a day, every day. And I'm down to one a day if I need them, which is a huge step forward for me. And having them in my house is also good, because it means if I have a low day, I can go out and take one. But, they help me so much. Just, a mixture of having those good conversations with my family, my partner, my best friends, and being on the beta blockers put me in a position where everything was covered. And now overall, I feel so much better than I did a year ago, just mentally. It's really, really incredible. And it was the hardest thing, but the best thing was to open up about how you feel and get yourself on the right path again. And as I said before, there's no shame in feeling how you feel at the moment, because everyone's got their struggles. We need to start seeing mental health as just health. When you're ill, if you've got the cold, if you've got the flu, you take a couple of days off and you stay in bed and you have a lot of, I don't know, what do people have? Soup and bread? For me, it's like Lucozade and Doritos, which isn't healthy at all, which just counts as whatever. But I'm ill, so it's all good. But if you're having a day where you're not feeling the best mentally, make sure you put your mental health on the same kind of pedestal as you do your physical health. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And I've had it before where you might not show up for a lecture, you might not show up for a social event because you don't feel mentally there, and people might pass it off like, well, I saw him do this, or he's been active on Instagram, or he's been active on Facebook. Like, end of the day, who cares what random people think and say? People are always going to find something to talk about anyway. Like, if you need to take a day or not go out on a night out, or not see a group of friends, or not, talk to someone, not have a phone call, whatever it is, because you don't mentally feel like it, you don't need to feel guilty for that. If you had a cold or whatever, as I say before, and you wanted to stay in, no one would judge you for that. They want you to get better. And it's the same mentally. The people that matter, and that really do matter, they're not going to care. And anyone else's opinion that would care or judge, then they're not worth a time of day. And it's kind of a harsh thing to say, but if someone's going to judge you for suffering mentally or going through mental battles, and you don't need those kind of people, that kind of energy in your life. So have people that are positive in your life instead. As I say, that's my opinion, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do ultimately. But I don't really know. I don't even know if this was helpful or beneficial to you. I just thought like it's something that I wanted to address. I know going into a second lockdown, and also being winter is a tough time for people. It's a tough time for anyone, and I just wanted you guys to know that if you ever feel alone, or if you ever feel like that life's not going too good, or there's anything really bothering you, that there are people feeling the same way as you, and we can get through it together. So if you ever feel alone, try and reach out to someone. Just talk about how you feel, because life can get the best of you. It's cruel sometimes. It's shit sometimes. It really, really is. And I've had my fair share of shit stuff happen to me over the last couple of years, and if it wasn't for my family and friends and my partner, I wouldn't be able to get through it. So reach out. Which brings me on to something else that I do want to shout about and share about. So at the moment in time, I am currently doing Movember. For those of you who don't know, Movember is where you grow cash basically, and donate money to charities that support mental health, normally in men. But the charity that we're doing is just for mental health in general. The link below is going to take it to the donation page. So if you can afford to donate, I know in these times you might not have the money, and if not, don't worry about it. But if you have the money to donate, even if it's just £1, 50p, everything goes a long way. So if you have the available funds to donate anything, please do. Or if not, just give it a share. That would be great. I don't want to keep you forever on this Wednesday night. I don't want to go anymore. I don't know if this was helpful, but I just wanted to let you know that I go through my own battles and you're not alone. And I wanted to start a conversation, and I wanted to let this community that we're building up of people that come to this podcast to know there's no shame in talking about mental health. This is an open area. This is a judgment-free area where anyone can come on and anyone can come to this channel. And I wanted it to feel like if you need to say something, you can say it here. So as I say, these are just things that help me. Hopefully they could help you too. If they do, amazing. If they don't, then all I can say is please just talk to someone. Please don't go through anything alone. Talk to someone, go to GP, go to Samaritans, and whatever you're going through, you're strong enough to get through it. That was hard. That was really hard. But as I say, it's going to feel weird saying this, but if you want to see more of these kind of videos, please leave a like. If it was helpful for any kind of way, comment below to let me know it was helpful. Let me know what other kind of conversations you want me to talk about, what you find interesting. But yeah, guys, this is the first episode of Let's Talk. If you guys want to see more of this series of Let's Talk, then comment below what you want me to talk about. Please make sure you subscribe. Next week, we've got a very special guest coming on, so you won't want to miss it. So, as I say, thank you guys for listening to me ramble on, and I'll see you guys next week.